So I thought perhaps some of my subscribers might be curious to know what are the most common calls I get here at my shop for people having problems with their TVs. I'd say the top two would be broken LCD displays and burnout backlights. Burnout backlights are very common. In fact, unfortunately, these LED lights used in the backlight systems are often not all that reliable. I'm surprised because I've seen other applications where LEDs have lasted a long time, and I've heard part of the problem is they don't heat sink them as well as they should. But whatever the case, it's a fairly common thing where people call up here and they'll tell me that the sound works fine, but they don't have a picture anymore. And the other problem I hear quite a bit, in fact, one particular day I had 4 different calls from people that broke their displays. A lot of people don't realize how extremely thin a LCD display is and how little it takes to actually break one. In fact, here's one that came in today. A gentleman gave me the TV, brand new TV from what he said, and something bumped up against it here. And as you can see, it produced kind of a spiderweb effect. You know, the funny thing is a lot of times when customers call up here to describe their symptom, they'll tell me about the spiderweb that appears on their TV. And yet they insist that the display is not broken because when the power's not on, you can't see that there's an issue. And that's because the front of the display has like a thin layer of plastic called a polarizing filter. So unless you actually apply power to the TV, you won't necessarily know there's a problem. And unfortunately, I've never seen a situation where it was cost effective to replace the display. So once this thing breaks, the TV's pretty much history. And of course, you might want to repurpose the TV, salvage the boards, or perhaps use the backlight for a photography studio, or perhaps take them out, put them in another TV if they're not too old. But whatever the case, it's just generally not going to be cost effective to replace the display. And what I'd recommend, if you're in a situation where you've got a rowdy kids in the house, or maybe a domestic dispute amongst your spouse there, you might want to consider an anger management course, or get yourself a big piece of plexiglass to go in front of your TV. In fact, might not be a bad idea at all to put some plexiglass in front, because kids tend to get a little on the rowdy side and break things. Anyway, for what it's worth, hope you enjoy the video. As always, if you like it, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. Thanks.